Fear stops us from achieving our true greatness. Are you a professional woman who is feeling stuck, unmotivated, or burned out? Are you worried about your wellness? Are you letting fear stop you from crushing your goals? If you answered yes to any or all of these, then this is the podcast for you. I am Dr. Charmaine Gregory, night shift emergency physician, burnout thriver, and wellness champion. Along with everyday heroes just like you, we will explore how to face fear in our lives and emerge victoriously. Hey there. Today we're going to talk about what do we fear? And let's also talk about what does actually the word fear mean to us. So I would like you to just join me in a very simple exercise. So if you are not driving and if you have access to a writing implement and a piece of paper, I would love for you to write down everything that comes to mind that elicits fear in you. And I want you to hold on to that piece of paper or hold on to those thoughts as we talk today. So I'm going to tell you a story. And this is one of the things that are paramount in my list of fears. And it surrounds something that I have to do on a relatively regular basis. And what happens to me is I am getting ready to face an audience and to deliver a talk. The night before, this is my dance. I will toss and turn. I will have difficulty sleeping. I will go over the talk in my head numerous times, even though it has already been internalized. I will envision all of the potential mishaps that can occur, and I will have a plan of how to circumvent them. On the actual day of the talk, on the actual moments before I go on stage, I have to go through a mental exercise where I tell myself that no, you are not going to trip and fall on your face before you give this talk. No, you're not going to forget all the material that you've internalized. No, you're not going to be laughed at by the audience that you're presenting to. This dialogue that happens within my mind is what helps to slow my heart rate down, is what helps to dry the perspiration that has accumulated on the palms of my hands. It is here that I take a deep breath. It is here that I count to 20. It is here that I reassure myself that I can do this. So I don't know if this sounds familiar to you, if this is something that you have encountered, but I am deathly afraid of public speaking. Despite this fear, however, I have been drawn to it, which is a little ironic. I have definitely looked for opportunities to do this. I have looked for opportunities to stretch myself, to push past the fear that I feel every single time. As I get up on the stage, as I look out at the audience, my heart is still pounding. My palms are begging for the perspiration to be released. But I take a breath, I pause, and I press on. And as the talk is moving through in its a preferred cadence, I start to enjoy myself. So somewhere between that deathly afraid person that is about to get on stage and the battle of fighting off the things that cripple progress, joy arises. Fun is achieved, and I am enjoying myself talking to the audience about the things that I am passionate about. So that is my biggest fear, public speaking. There, it's out. Part of the reason why I'm doing this podcast, and I mentioned this shortly the previous episode, is because I am afraid of public speaking and I would really like to get better at it. I would really like to be able to help others who perhaps are fearful of this to also improve in that area. And facing fear, part of it is really recognizing the fear, writing it down, making a mental note of it. And so this is part of the reason why I asked you to write down what your top fears are. I just shared with you what my top fear is. Let me share another. So I, like a lot of people, don't really like being rejected. And some may say, why would I be rejected? And why would I fear this? Well, in any career, in any profession, we tend to put ourselves out there from time to time. And whenever we put ourselves out there, there's always the opportunity for us to be rejected. So no matter where you are, whether you're at the zenith of your career or whatever it is that you're into, there's always a possibility that something that you go for is denied. So this is a fear of mine. I am not going to lie. I am always looking for opportunities to stretch myself, not only with the public speaking, but also I have been interested recently in getting involved in leadership. And I put myself out there and I have just gone for it, but I have been rejected. And if I had focused on the fear of rejection prior to applying or prior to putting myself in a situation where I could be rejected, likely I would not progress in my career, in my business endeavors, in life. And what I've learned, though, from this fear that I have worked really hard to not cripple me, is that every time that I put myself out there and I'm feeling that feeling of, my gosh, I could be rejected, those are always the opportunities that may not open that particular door, but lead to the possibility of other doors being opened. And so I have to tell myself, whenever I get that pit in my stomach and I feel as though I am not good enough, I have to stop that negative voice and press forward, because that is a door that may not open the one that I'm desiring it to open currently, but will open an even more beneficial door for me in the future. So I just shared with you two of my biggest fears: my fear of public speaking and my fear of rejection. And to be honest with you, these fears can get in the way. They can definitely have that negative play role in your mind. Say, no, Charmaine, you can't go for that. No, Charmaine, you can't do that. But instead, it can be a litmus test. And this is what I have learned. Whenever I feel that feeling, that deep pit in my stomach, that nervousness, that, oh, I don't know because I may not be good enough, that is usually the time that I know that I need to say yes. That is the time I know that I need to press on, because that is an opportunity that is going to stretch me as a person, stretch my character, put me out there, give me exposure, and in turn will advance my potential career path as well as entrepreneurial endeavors. So I say to you today that when you write those items down on your paper, take a look at them, see what's number 1 and 2, and just think about how that can affect you in your movements in your life. See how, if you were to tackle those fears, how different everything could be for you. Fear does serve a great purpose. In the past, it served the purpose of being our fight or flight response in order for us to survive as humans against the saber-toothed tigers and all the other environmental dangers that were posed. Today, however, fear has a different purpose. It is a purpose of being your litmus test to see if you have the grit, which I know you do, to push through those fears and grasp the opportunities that are on the other side. So, I say that we do not let fear cripple us. I say that we take it as an opportunity to grow. I say that we take it as an opportunity to shine. So, take that piece of paper, crumple it up, and throw it over your shoulder. And don't look back. Physically acknowledge that you are throwing away your fear. This is the first step of a number of steps that will allow you to face your fear and emerge victoriously. I hope that this was a healthy exercise for you. I hope that it was helpful. I also look forward to our journey together as we move forward towards crushing our goals, facing our fears, and emerging victoriously. Thank you for spending the time with me today, and I hope that you have an amazing, amazing day. Fearless and free. Thank you for joining us today on this journey. Fear is all around us. It strives to stop us from achieving our greatness. We have the tools to be overcomers. By sharing our stories, supporting each other, and doing self-reflection, we can do this. If you found value in this conversation today, please be sure to subscribe to and share this podcast with your friends. By going to your favorite podcast platform, leaving a review and a 5-star rating, you will help to get the word out about it. And that is much appreciated. Thanks again for spending time with us. I appreciate your time and your attention. It is my hope that you will punch fear in the face today and that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.